the box. You opened it. We came.
It's just a puzzle box!
Horror movies, you've gotta love them. No other flavour of cinema is quite as unique.
We'll tear your soul apart.
And there's so much variety. You've got scary horror movies, funny horror movies, gory horror movies, weird horror movies, somewhat inexplicable horror movies, and horror movies that have something to say.
What are they doing? Why did they come here?
Some kind of instinct, memory of what they used to do.
Arguably, that last category is the best of the lot. Horror movies that feature social commentary to go along with the gore and fear tend to be the most memorable.
Reward is the key. I'm convinced of that now.
And to back up that bold claim, here are 5 killer horror flicks that are better with social commentary. The granddaddy of the modern zombie film, George A. Romero became a household name in 1968 with the film that launched 1,000 imitators. A farmhouse beset by the ambulatory dead is nothing new these days, but at the time, this grim, nihilistic flick blew the socks off unexpecting audiences and became a constant fixture of cinemas, then video, then DVD, and now streaming. Shot in grimy black and white, Romero's film used the iconography of the civil rights upheaval of the era. Casting a black lead in the form of Dwayne Jones, Romero toyed with audience expectations in subversive, clever ways, including an ending so dark it still manages to feel shocking today.
Good shot. Okay, he's dead. Let's go get him. That's another one for the fire.
Romero continued this trend of social commentary via zombie with Dawn of the Dead's take on consumerism,
Attention all shoppers.
Day of the Dead's take on militarism,
I'm running this monkey farm now, Frankenstein, and I want to know what the fuck you're doing with my time!
Land of the Dead's take on social inequality, and, look, basically everything the guy went on to direct. He loved his social commentary. Miss you, George. Weird old Canadian Dave Cronenberg took the fun but kind of goofy 1958 flick The Fly with Vincent Price and turned it into a body horror masterpiece. Starring Jeff Goldblum and Geena Davis, the film not only succeeded as a kick-ass horror spectacle,
oh, look at this,
but also dealt with themes of identity and science running amok.
We can't trust the insect.
The subtext? Science without conscience leads to monstrous creations, and of that we should be afraid.
Be very afraid.
In fact, a few years later, a much less insecty Goldblum said it best.
Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Social commentary and hardcore wrestling seem like an unlikely pairing, and yet that's exactly what you get in legendary director John Carpenter's subversive satire of corporate greed and social inequality.
All I ever have to do is be famous.
Put on the sunnies, see the aliens that control everything, run out of bubblegum, kick some ass. They Live is such a giddy, surreal ride, you almost forget how smart and incisive the script really is. Made in 1988 and still resonating today, They Live is social commentary pitched perfectly.
You can have a little taste of that good life too. Now I know you want it. Hell, everybody does.
Plus, it has a 6-minute fight scene with Rowdy Roddy Piper and Keith David. I mean, come on, that's genius.
Do I know you?
Based on short story The Forbidden by British horror author Clive Barker, then transplanted to the US by writer-director Bernard Rose, the original Candyman is one of the smartest and scariest horror flicks around. Made iconic by a brilliant performance from the great Tony Todd,
Come with me and be immortal.
Candyman is a tale with plenty to say about poverty, the black experience, bigotry, and the cyclical nature of myth, folklore, and the tales told in the dark. The recent remake deals in many of the same themes, but far more bluntly, resulting in a solid but less memorable tale.
Candyman!
The original Candyman has got what it takes to hook the viewer for life. Surely a modern inheritor of the social commentary movie Crown, director Jordan Peele mixes horror, comedy, and social issues to great effect.
I would have voted for Obama for a third term if I could. Best president in my lifetime, hands down.
I agree.
Yeah.
Get Out is a supremely clever flick, sort of a racial riff on the Stepford Wives that manages to deliver thrills, chills, and beautifully observed moments. The story of a young black man meeting his girlfriend's very white family is simple and relatable, and then the story takes a turn and keeps on turning.
Wow.
Social commentary doesn't need to be in every horror movie. After all, sometimes it's fun to watch directionally challenged teens get minced by a nutcase in sports gear. And when it's done badly, it's just awkward. However, when social commentary lands, it shows just how effective the horror genre can be at turning the spotlight back on ourselves.
Get out!
For more truly horrific content, in the best possible way, be sure to check out IGN's review of the Candyman remake, and also get our thoughts on the new Chucky series. And for everything else, stick with IGN.
And who are you, little fella? Come to show him where I am. Not nice.